Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. And if you're in the USA, happy public holiday. So today I had squats. Usually I would do squats on Sunday, but I've kind of moved things, well, at least for this week, I kind of moved things around a little bit. What I did was that I had started doing my deadlifts on Thursday. So if I was doing squats on Sunday, left about 3 days in between squats and deadlift because I realized my recovery might have been a little bit compromised for deadlifts. So since I had done deadlifts on Thursday, it then was affecting my recovery from my squat day, at least mentally. I felt like it was and it might have been. So today was going to be the realization day of the Juggernaut program. So pretty much is a culmination of pretty much the whole program. I like to look at it as almost like the graduation day. So there's it's made up of, four different cycles, and each small cycle is made up of a bunch of waves, so three waves. So this is the end of all the cycles, all the waves, everything. So this is the day you're sort of like meant to see how strong you are, test your strength. Because that's how I look at it. So going into today, I knew I wanted to be, as fresh as possible. So I decided to give myself an extra day to recover from my deadlifts from Thursday last week. So I gave myself Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 3 days in between. I did bench, I did do some overhead press, I did do some of my ring stuff, but I didn't do any lower body stuff in between. And yeah, I came into today, honestly a little bit scared, but I was pretty confident still. I think part of the reason why is because I've been pretty successful in this program, like the whole, pretty much from the high rep, low intensity stuff, going all the way to the lower rep, high intensity stuff. And I've, been smashing rep PRs. So I was pretty confident today I was gonna, do pretty well. Some variables that changed a little bit in today's workout is that I decided to train in the morning this time, mostly because I have some things I have to do this evening, so I can't go in the evening. But in order to make myself to be, as close to what I would normally be as possible, I, you know, ate breakfast. I usually don't eat breakfast. I usually skip breakfast. But I had some oatmeal, get some carbs going. Had that about 2 hours before I worked out. And right before I worked out, like 30 minutes ish before, 35 minutes ish before, I had some coffee as well. Usually I don't have coffee, but I realized this graduation day, stimulate myself a little bit more. Honestly, I don't think it affected anything because by the time I started training, I think the effect might have worn off a little bit, mostly because I had to wait a little bit for the racks. But yeah, I'm really happy with how this whole cycle has gone. Really, like I had tested tested my maxes before I started this program, and what I had hit was 425 for one rep. That's what I felt comfortable hitting. I didn't go above that. Maybe I had a little bit more in the tank, but I didn't go above that. And now I've been able to hit 445 for four reps. And I've decided that's what I'm going to set as my opener for my meet. So I have my meet coming up in about 3 weeks and some change right now, and I'm gonna set that as my opener. So for your openers, you wanna typically set something you're very comfortable hitting for about 3 reps, or something that's about 90% of your estimated one rep max. And I tend not to test my one rep maxes. It's just a safer approach in my opinion. And I really do think that the rep stuff really helps me out quite a bit. I do think pushing the volume in terms of lower intensity, not low intensity, because you do need some CNS training with heavyweights. Like your CNS needs to get used to you know just just activating all the muscles it takes to lift heavy weights, because there's some differences in the patterns of muscle activation between heavier and lighter weights. Like there's been some research that's shown that in the squats, for example, at heavier weights, your back is more activated, so it becomes more of a back dominant exercise. But then at lower weights, is a little bit more of a leg, quads, glutes dominant exercise. So that's something that's interesting, for example. And just your CNS just gets used to carrying heavy weights, and that's one of the reasons why at lighter weights, when you plug in number of reps you're doing into a say like a one rep max estimator, is less accurate. But I was digressing a little bit. Overall, really proud of my progress. Really happy with the number I was able to put up at the end of the Juggernaut program. Pretty much what was graduation day. Yeah, and I'm feeling pretty confident. So now I've you know mentally decided what I'm gonna hit for the squats, and I'm gonna try to go for, well, not try to, I'm gonna go for 44, 45 on my first attempt. Then I've decided I want to go 91% of my estimated 1 rep max, then 96% of my estimated 1 rep max, then something like 101% of my estimated 1 rep max. So I'll do 445, 465, then 485, which is crazy, but I do think I got it. I do think at least I got the first and second, and I'm gonna have a plan B, plan C. Depending on how my first set goes, my first rep goes, my first attempt goes. Uh, I'm gonna reduce the next attempts by about 10 pounds. But yeah, really happy. The goal is to, do 9 for 9 if possible. Squats are feeling good. That's really what I focus on for the most part. Squats are feeling good. Bench press is feeling pretty good. I'm happy with myself with that. Happy with myself on the deadlifts too. My deadlifts is kind of like I'd say is to in some ways my sleeper lift. Like it's something I don't focus on as intently as a squat. Something I mean I just love squatting. The deadlift I do like it because I'm kind of good at it, but there's something about the squat that just makes it. Just feel like it's the king of all lifts. I know more muscles are activated with the deadlift, etc., but it's just the king of all lifts. Like seeing somebody squatting some heavy ass weight is just so much more impressive to me than seeing somebody deadlifting some heavy ass weights. They're both crazy impressive, but the squat is just so beautiful. That's it for today. Peace. Have a good rest of your week. Take it easy.